There's a real mood switch up here. From last week of me storming into a room wearing a cement t-shirt to me sitting here a day late into the afternoon, not really wanting to make anything. We're gonna make something. I don't have a plan, but you're coming with me. So yeah, with that said, join me. Hello, me from the future. As you can see, my past self there is not having a very good time. Let's talk about that. If you're anything like me and you make your own music too, then I'm sure you'll join me in knowing that feeling all too well. When you sit down at the desk and realize, I don't want to do it. I don't have the motivation, I don't have the ideas, I don't have the inclination. And that's a totally valid feeling. My argument here in this video is that even if you are feeling those things, it is so important that even if you don't want to make music anyway. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, hold on a minute. If I just power through, what I'm going to make is not going to be my best work. And to that I say, yeah, maybe. But the thing is, every time you sit down, realize you don't have the motivation to make music and you walk away, you're just giving yourself a get out of jail free card. Think of it like a flowchart. You sit down and you ask yourself, am I inspired to make music today? And the moment you give yourself an out, you are hard coding a crutch. You're not feeling inspired? Okay, I'll walk away today. I'll get nothing done. If you are in this situation where you don't want to make music, I highly encourage you to make it anyway. It rewires your way of thinking and it rewrites the flowchart. You know, if you sit down, realize you don't want to make music, but you make music anyway, suddenly you're not giving your brain an out. You may not feel very inspired and the thing that you create may not be your best work, but it doesn't matter. The point is you've sat down and you've got over that mental block, which has allowed you to create at least something. Okay, let's get something a bit more interesting, because at the moment it's very, yeah. All right, maybe this will provide me some inspiration. Maybe some pads. That's cool. Should we just put some fun swells in whilst we figure out a structure? It's also really useful to do this if you're a bit of a perfectionist. If you tend to find yourself overthinking every choice you're making. And I'm not accusing you of this, I'm exactly that sort of person too. And by sitting down and forcing myself to make something, in some ways my brain is just wanting this entire session to be over with. And so the perfectionism sort of leaves the room in a way, because it will take and settle with the first thing that's good enough. And because I tend to overthink, I think, well, it's possible, but maybe to someone listening in, that take that you just did or that choice that you made was absolutely the right one. I quite like it. Yeah. And so I highly encourage you, as I said, if you are not feeling making music, make it anyway. Even if it's just a fragment of an idea. It doesn't need to be a full song. It doesn't need to be in the genre you're most comfortable making. It doesn't need to be using the instruments that you have the most experience on. You just need to sit down and make it anyway. Because the more times you do that, the less of a mental block you're going to have. I've said on this channel before that the best music producers are the ones that produce often. And I really subscribe to that. I think if you can do something little and often, that builds not only skill, but it also builds mental resilience. You're not giving up at the first hurdle, you're powering through, and you may just surprise yourself. You may not think that the stuff that you're creating when you're in the mindset of not wanting to be there won't be good, but you just never know, because if you're anything like me, you've either not even attempted to, or you've only just recently started pushing through that mental barrier. So you never know, you might surprise yourself. You might end up with something that you're really proud of. It's the old saying, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, and it works here. Every time you sit down and then leave the room and give up, you don't know if that session was going to be the session. As you can see, I'm still experimenting with the way the lunch hour sessions look, and if you like this one, let me know in the comments. If you have any other topics you want me to cover, suggest them down below. Aside from that though, thanks for watching, goodbye. Balance that in place, call it a day.